Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay.
Oh, how are you? I'm great.
I thought I saw something.
Still got the stinger. You should keep that in there as a souvenir.
Buzz.
Hello everyone. I've got another swarm video today. While we capture them, I'll talk about why colonies swarm, how we catch them, and what happens after we catch them. This small swarm was clustered on the top of a support beam at a local orthopedic clinic. This was the second day in a row that a swarm had clustered on this exact spot. Matt got the one the day before and made sure they had his cell number in case another showed up. Let's talk about swarms in general. Honeybee colonies only have two goals: to store enough food for winter and to reproduce. Swarming is how colonies make more colonies. When their living space, in a hollow tree or a hive, gets full of stored pollen, nectar, and larvae, it's time to start making new queens. They start feeding 6 to 20 larvae a special diet that allows them to both grow faster and fully develop their reproductive organs. At the same time, the queen stops laying eggs. This shrinks her reproductive organs so that she can slim down enough to fly. About 5 days later, the queen cells are capped with wax. The original queen and about half of the population swarm out of the hive. The swarm doesn't go directly to its new home. It clusters in a temporary location, like a tree or a building. From there, scouts are sent out to find a cavity that will make a suitable permanent home. The scouts fly back and communicate their findings by doing waggle dances, which are a series of shaking, waggling, and circling. At first, different scouts do different dances as they describe the location and attributes of the cavity they found. If they're convincing, more and more bees mimic their dance until finally they all agree. At that point, the swarm flies off to their permanent home. Swarms are easy to capture while they're clustered in these temporary locations. They don't have any brood or resources to defend, so they're generally very docile. But we have to be quick. It takes them anywhere from 2 hours to 2 days to agree on a new location, and then they're gone. Meanwhile, back at the original hive, the new queens emerge about 6 days after the swarm. Each colony can only have one queen, so their first act is to battle their sisters to the death. The strongest queen survives. She stays in the hive for a week or so while her exoskeleton hardens up, then flies out of the hive to mate. If all goes well, she'll mate with 12 to 50 drones from other colonies, then return and start laying eggs about 3 days later.
Does honey taste better from a Lowe's bucket or a Home Depot bucket?
We have that
I do not eat that. That is a rumor. No, I've got some honey.
This takes us back to today's swarm. You might be surprised that they're in the exact same spot as a different swarm the day before, but that's actually quite common. The previous swarm chose this location because it's sheltered from the sun and protected from predators. That swarm was captured, but the smell of the previous queen's pheromones and the tiny amounts of wax they deposited on the beam were still there. These smells attracted the second swarm to the same spot, and may attract even more before the summer is over. All right, so it looks like we got the queen because all but a dozen or two have abandoned the beam they were hanging on. And there's a few on the sides here. There, Matt's going to collapse that. You want a utility knife to cut that tape?
No, I got it.
Okay.
I keep a sharp knife with me for
Let's
these.
take a look at the end here.
What
So
are they doing there?
Yep. Well, you know, they're partially frantic and partially clustering.
Ooh!
It's kind of, you just pinch one?
No, I just got stung.
Oh, well.
You know.
So much for not having the glove.
Yeah. Oh, you do have that handy. Just get that off. Now you get it upright and you're in better shape.
Yeah. Ow. Stinker.
I know it. They are stinkers.
Look, there's the...
Oh, look at Matt's finger here. Still got the stinger. You should keep that in there as a souvenir.
Yeah, I'll put it right back in, same spot.
All right.
I must have
And
pinched her.
they're fanning.
Ooh.